welcome to Zilla Perspectives. I'm your host, beatzillapdx official. And today we are revisiting the conversation about the list of five. What do you bring to the table? And, in the conversation to where you're talking about black love and then primarily this is black love, but then, and the truth be told, this really goes along all different types of lines because it's just information. So with that being said, this is who I am, my target, the target audience of this conversation would be the black love interested audience. And so we're talking about a list of five things that you bring to the table. We often hear what people want in a potential mate, but we very rarely hear the conversation about what a person brings to the table. So what I wanted to do with these videos is establish at least a blueprint for people to look at and just kind of examine when you're looking at your self-reflection and self-examination, because everybody always says what they want, but that we don't really deal with what we bring. And so today's conversation starts off with the idea and the understanding of commitment. And so today's word is commitment. That's the first list, the first item on our list. And there's some attributes to commitment. One being accountability, another being reliability, also perseverance, and along with the perseverance, passion, and then last but not least, an alignment with goals. So I'll start with the last one first, with the alignment of goals. Your commitment and your idea of commitment, number one, when you are looking to couple up, especially, and this is for long-term relationship thinking, not fly-by-night hookup dating show. That's not what this topic is about. This is really legitimately about being intentional and what you intentionally want to offer and create with someone else. So again, going back to the alignment of your goals. So in that means that you would have to be compatible with your overall view of, say, the world, your take on the world, your take on society, and like your ideas of family, where you guys both individually see yourselves and want to see yourselves and where you want to go. So that means, because everybody's going to have their individual set of goals. So what you'll have to do, that's bringing in another word, compromise, because to align your goals with another person, that's another life, another set of thoughts, ideas, wishes, dreams, and visions that you are adding into your mix. So if you are fortunate to find somebody whose goals align with you, then I would say you are starting off on a good foot. And that right there would be kind of should be and can be used as kind of an icebreaker. And I say the icebreaker for yourself, because a lot of people are going to have an inner nervousness about meeting someone else or meeting someone new in the first place. So I would say allow that to kind of put you back in a relaxed state in your pursuit of one another, because at least okay, well, we're compatible because our goals align. Where I want to see myself in the future aligns with what this person is talking about, and so we can go forth from there. With that being said, we're going to move on to the next topic. All right. And now next, we have accountability. Accountability, I would say first in this regard, we're talking about the prospective, mates, potential mates, husbands, wives. So meaning when we're dealing in that conversation, we have already probably have had our relationships, whether it be high school, college, early 20s, and for some it might even be 30s. But you have been able to have some life experiences out here and understand what your dating habits are, what your personal habits are, and are you accountable to what that is? Do you hold yourself personally accountable for those past relationships that might not have went so well? Do you self-examine or re-examine the circumstances into which you guys were in your good phase, and then also how you got to your bad phase? Usually there's a progression. Oftentimes we don't hear in these spaces how that happens, but I guess for one important part in this particular part of this conversation is, if you are the person that has kind of brought your relationship to its demise, have you taken accountability for your hand in that? And are you ready to bring that level of accountability to a new partner? Because that right there, if you're just going to bring the same old, then all you are doing is involving a new partner with your same old bad behavior. Because the one thing that you have not done is taken accountability for the good and the bad of how your relationships failed. Because again, one thing about having your relationship, that's not one thing you're supposed to just endlessly do, is continuously keep dating. You're dating and interacting with these different people to find your, as they say, special person. So to find your special person, my suggestion and in my experience, at least understand what you did right or what you got wrong. And that is something that you might want to definitely consider taking into a brand new relationship. Because if you haven't properly healed from whatever in the past relationship, or if you have not gotten over certain things, or you have maybe you need therapy or counseling to deal with those personal issues that prevent you from taking accountability of your hands in whatever you have done. And when I say accountability, I mean this is what I've done. What accountability does not look like is, what about them? If you're going to say, well, I'm accountable, but the first thing you do is say, what about them? Or they do this too, or they did this, or they did that. That is the opposite of that accountability that you need to bring into a new relationship. Because the one thing about a new relationship is that last person that you were blaming when you haven't took accountability for your part in it, everything that was negative that previous partner experienced, your new partner is about to experience from you as well. Why? Because you haven't got that part done. It always takes two to tango, and you can't just sit one person out and hang one person out to dry. That requires two, and you absolutely have to be accountable to that, because you can never ever fix a problem if you're not honest about the mistake. Next, reliability. And I think that just goes without saying. Be reliable. If you are wanting this person to trust you, and so this, when you're moving into the ideas of commitment, a huge part of that is earning a person's trust. Now, I'm sure that a lot of y'all would have said, well, trust would have been the first thing. No, that's easy. These are the attributes of how you actually can earn trust, because these right here, everything I'm talking about right now, are tangible actions. So any potential partner is definitely going to see this, and this is something that person will be able to see, hear, feel, and experience. Why? Because all of these things are actions. If those actions don't happen, then whatever else is the cause or effect will be in its place. Reliability, you got to be where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to, if you're saying that you are going to, I'm going to hold to this certain standard. Well, then the other two, your alignment of goals, number one, so that also sets the roots for the future. So your alignment of goals, okay. Now with the accountability, you're going to have to be in reliability. You have to hold yourself accountable, because your partner is going to have to be able to trust that they can rely on you. And a showing of your own personal accountability will be just that. And that, like I said, you can be accountable for your wrongs and your rights, wins and losses, as long as you are accountable for both. And so the reliability factor right then, the other two kind of help you along into this position. However, being reliable is still a choice. It is a solid, intentional decision that you have to make for your partner. And by doing so, this is the part of your commitment that demonstrates to your partner they can trust you to be what they need you to be, and vice versa. Because again, this is not for the men or this is not for the women. These are just simply attributes of commitment. And one of the list of 5 of things that people want to bring to a potential mate would most definitely be your understanding and your exercising commitment. So the reliability factor, making sure that your partner can trust you, making sure that you say and do and hold to your word. And that way, that gives security to the person that you're dealing with. And that adds to their commitment back to you, because now you are demonstrating these things, and those type of situations are always reciprocal. Because again, we're not talking about somebody in a using state, and that's a bad mate, because now they are not offering you these things on this list. So that right there, you can determine they do not have the same commitment level that you have. And in turn, you have to walk that back. Then clearly your goals are not in alignment, and you have a bad situation of your compatibility right there. If you force it, you might get what you get. But if you stay aligned with your goals, stay accountable to yourself and your partner, and make sure that you are reliable, I don't think you'll have many issues other than daily life. And that already has you equipped to deal with what comes your way as a team and a unit, and sometimes even a faction or a section or a business. So that is now where we at: alignment of goals, accountability, and reliability. Next, perseverance. This is an important part when it comes down to commitment. How do you maintain your relationship, the security in your relationship, through hard times? Because see, just as every day is not sunny, sometimes there will be rain. There are ups and downs in relationships. Are you a person that is only built for the happy times? Or are you a person that is only built for the turmoil times? There are those too. So what type of person are you? And then I guess that again, you go back and relook at your list. Does that align with your common goals? So your perseverance also has to be a demonstrated effort, and those times will come when things aren't so rosy, when things aren't so sunny and peachy, when you're having conflict and arguments here or there, or you may have a unforeseen circumstance that you have to get through together. With that, that's when your partner needs to really, really understand your commitment level. And one thing that will aid you in that understanding your commitment, and again, these are all actions. This is not about what you feel. If you're demonstrating these things to your partner, then these are things that they can notice and say, yes, this is happening. But the perseverance, are you a quitter? Are you an easy turn off? Are you a person that will shut down too quickly before you can actually fix a matter? One thing you want to do with perseverance is make sure you're not a quitter. Because again, what do we see in these relationships? They don't have longevity. Why? Because when you have a bad day, some of these people think that's the end. And they will really tear up a good marriage or a good relationship or a family because of today was not a happy day. And some people get in these funks for whatever reason. But I believe perseverance, and again, the perseverance and commitment to your partner. Again, I say some of these things because these are the demonstrations of what some people say love, and what some people would say these are the attributes of commitment. Commitment most definitely would be hand in hand with love. And on that regard, the perseverance supplies one thing, and I will say, ladies, this is the one thing that any man that is looking for a wife always, this is the winner. Your perseverance is part of the foundation blocks of his peace, because he always can trust you to ride it out. So that's knowing your perseverance, your active perseverance, and your commitment to your spouse. And I say this in the context of the woman to the man. I believe that when they say be his peace, your perseverance is one of those like foundational building blocks of his peace. So if you are not a quick, you're not looking to run out the door, and you're here for the long haul. Most men, especially if men are over here looking to get married, that is something that most definitely will be noted. And here's another thing: perseverance can show through other things. So when y'all get out here and start talking about the accomplishments that you have, we don't need to hear about how much money you made or your degrees or whatnot. But one thing, I guess, in some degree, depending on the degrees you're getting, then that would also speak to your perseverance, because some things are just hard. You know what I'm saying? You got some of these courses that are monsters. So that would be something right there that, damn, you stuck that out. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that, oh, you're so highly educated. No, what we're seeing is your commitment level to make sure you see something through. And as a man, I say that right there aids to the peace of someone I know I can trust. And again, as a man, I need to know all of these things are there, because for my commitment requires my life. So I'm the protector. I want all of this that I'm comfortable giving my life for. And I think that's a fair understanding and a fair trade. So that's perseverance. And I think we talked, enough about what perseverance is. Now, lastly, passion. Passion. This encompasses a lot, but also stands alone. Your passion can be seen in the things that are important to you. Those will be, say, you're an athlete, or you're a painter, or you're a writer, or you're an artist of some sort. You're a seamstress. You're a baker, or a chef. You're very good with your hands or creating, or even teaching and educating. These things that are inherently you, those passions, those things that motivate you. Now, in the same regard, I'd say take that, and your partner should also see the same interest, the same care, and the same openness. The openness to be, and then just absorb all of that space with the delight that is, to be with the one that you love, and enjoy each other, enjoy everything about each other. And of course, the passion doesn't just mean on the sensual, physical level, but it also means that my desire to make sure this person feels protected or cared for is a passion of mine. I want to make sure that this person knows my commitment is to them, and I'm not going nowhere. These are the type of things also that we will show through your passion. And it's not, like I said, in that regard, that is a non-sexual, it's a non-physical thing. So I for the most part, non-physical. I'll say non-sexual. So, because it can be physical, but that passion can be shown through a great many things. I guess that in itself, I would say, ladies, I would say for you to kind of make up your own list with your, because you don't have to be single to understand what I'm saying right here. So what would be that list for you about the passions between you and your spouse, or you and your partner, that it strengthens your commitment, or it aids your commitment? I would say that would be a personal self-examination. But like I said, for me, that the non, because here we all understand the physical aspect of, of the love situation. So I want to get to the meat. And I believe that having a passion for one another, and wanting, and that's a passion. I need to make sure this person is safe. I need to make sure this person feels safe and knows that they are cared for. I need this person to know that they are loved and committed to by me. And so these are things that I've thought I would bring today, just as we start with the first topic, commitment. And so these are just a few attributes of commitment. I would like to know from y'all, how do y'all see it? Does this make sense to you? Do you have a different list? And you most definitely, you could put your lists in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And also let me know what you guys are, what your take is about these particular topics. And I'm, if we need to talk about it and maybe have an open forum or something down the road, we can do that as well. So I'm just, here giving my 2 cents. Primarily, like I said, I am focused, of course, on the black love situation, that's where I'm from. But these things, like I say, are universal, because actions are for everybody. And I believe if you implement these things on a personal level, that these things would help you and aid you into looking at engaging in intentional relationships and demonstrating the right and correct things that you need to for a prosperous, positive future with a partner. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know your feedback in the comments. Like I said, like and share this broadcast if you have not already done so. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Zilla Perspective channel right here on YouTube. And with that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. This has been Zilla Perspectives with the list of 5. Today we have talked about commitment and commitment's attributes. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.